Okay, hello Washington Eagles. It is Monday, April 20th, and it is math time. Y'all get that fancy me. I am dressed up today just because I like to keep things new and interesting. So, hey, good morning. It's Monday. And we are going to be working with math. Last week we worked on division. We did the old-fashioned division and then the partial quotient division. Do whatever you feel most comfortable doing. So last week I want you to continue to practice that division, okay? So this week we're going to work on multiplication. Typically I would do multiplication first, but since we've already worked on multiplication and division, I thought, what the heck, we might as well just do some division. And I went along with the problem that I was presenting to you all. So today we're just going to work with multiplying by 10. And so I know that we worked on this some after winter break, so we're just going to review. So don't be intimidated by 17 times 10 or 450 times 10 or 700 times 10 or 806 times 10, okay? Because all you're really doing, as long as the zeros are there at the end, you're just going to be adding zeros to your problem, okay? And that's all. So if we say 17 times 10 equals 170, right? Because we know that 17 times 1 is 17. And so all we're going to do is add a 0 from the 10 to over here. Okay, that's all we're doing, is we're counting up zeros at the end of the problem, and we're putting it at the end of our answer. Okay? So if we say 450 times 10, that's 4,500. Because we know that 45 times 1 is 45. And how many zeros do we have? 1, 2. So we're going to add 1, 2 zeros after the 45. Okay, we're just going to be practicing this, okay? If we have 700 times 10, well, we know that 1 times 7 is 7. How many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to add 3 zeros to the end. So 700 times 10 is 7,000. Okay? Now they put a 0 here in the tens place. Don't let that fool you. That doesn't count as a 0 at the end of our problem because it isn't at the end of our problem. So we have 806 times 10. Well, we know that 806 times 1 is 806. So we're just going to add that 0 from the 10 and add a 0 over there. If this were $8,060 times 10, well, whoops, I forgot my multiplication sign. So we're going to say 8,000. Well, we're going to put, we know that 806 times 1 is 806. Now, how many zeros are we going to add to the end? We're going to add 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So our answer is 80,600. Okay? That's all we're doing, is we're counting up zeros at the end of our problem, and we're attaching it to the end of our answer. Okay? Because I know a lot of people feel kind of nervous about multiplying great big numbers. So we're just reviewing what what we've already done. I know that you know that 4 times 10 is 40. Let's do 12 times 10, and then 36 times 10, 850 times 10. So we're just going to do those three together. Okay, we already know that 12 times 1 is 12. How many zeros are we going to add? Well, we just have 1 0, so we're going to add 1 0. 1 0, 1 0. 36 times 10. Okay, well, we know 36 times 1 is 36. How many zeros are we going to add? Just 1. 1 0. So 36 times 10 is 360. This time we have 2 zeros at the end. We have a 0 here and a 0 there. Okay? So we have 850 times 10. So we can say 85 times 1 is 85. And then how many zeros are we going to add? 1, 2. So 850 times 10 is 8,500. Okay? All right, feeling good? Good. Let's keep it moving. So we're not going to do, we'll worry about that tomorrow. How about 903 times 100? Or 200 times 10. And let's do 685 times 10. Okay, again, let's just look at this first part. We know that 903 times 1 is just going to be 903. Okay, we can't count that 0. It's not in the ones place. So we're just worried about the zeros that are in the ones place. That is all we're worried about. So we have 903. We know that 903 times 1 is 903. How many zeros are you going to add? 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how many zeros we're going to add into our answer. So 903 times 100 is 90,300. All right, 200 times 10. Well, we already know that 200 times 1 is 200. Let's worry about that 1 0. We're going to add that right there. If you want to double check, you can always just say, oh, how many zeros do I have? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. You're right. So 200 times 10 is 2,000. So 650 times 10 would be 6,850. Because we know that 685 times 1 is 685. How many zeros do we have? 1 and 1. Okay? Okay, let's keep moving. Now, we're not going to do lattice with this today because, quite frankly, I feel like this is something that is pretty, that this is something that's kind of easy to pick up because all you're doing is adding zeros. Count how many zeros at the end of your problem to the end of your answer is all you're doing. Let's try 5,410 times 10. Okay, so we already know 1 times 541. If you want to count that 0 in there, then count that 0. That's fine. Do what you need to do. So 5,410. So there's 1 0, and there's 1 0. But we have to add 1 more 0. So let's do it. Now we can't put it in our comma until the very end. So 5,410 times 10 is 54,100. Are you all able to see that with the red marker? Let's try one more. Let's try 510 times 10. All right, so I'm not sure how you all want to work this out, whether or not you just want to go with, okay, we know that 510 times 1 is 510. There's 1 0, there's the other 0, but now we still have to add this one, and there's that one. Okay? Or if you want to add your zeros at the very end, then great. So we know that 51 times 1 is 51. How many zeros are we going to add? 1, 2, 1, 2. All right? I don't know. However you want to work that out. Okay? There's no wrong answer in how you want to multiply by tens. Okay? So I want you to keep practicing these. I want you to do 300 times 100 and 600 times 10. And those are the two that I want you to do tonight, and I'll have the answer up here tomorrow, and you can see if you're right, okay? All right, until next time, stay safe. Love you guys.